Hey folks, Suburban Cowgirl here. I've been talking for the last couple of weeks about doing a video that kind of demonstrates the options that women have when they're concealed carrying a firearm. A lot of girls honestly have never had a whole lot of experience with this and have never had a chance to try some of the methods out. And it's a little overwhelming at first. So through a series of trial and error and some things that worked out great, some things that were complete bombs, I'm going to just give you a real quick rundown of some of the options that I use fairly frequently. And then I will kind of let you see what sort of clothes will go with those options in certain situations. So the first one we're going to do is this. It's just a pair of jeans and a shirt. When I turn around, when I move, when I bend, I could jump up and down, it wouldn't matter. This type of material is very stretchy and very flowy. The fact that we have layers that tier in the design, it doesn't have a straight hemline, it doesn't have, it doesn't fall flat against my body. So in this case, you're not going to know, unless I want you to know, there's a gun back there. And this one happens to be my Walther PBS. I love her. And she is in my Crossbreed SuperTuck holster. So that is an in-the-waistband style holster with the traditional belt clips that just loop right over. And I can still do a real easy draw from here on her. And this is adjustable not only for depth, depending upon how short the pants are that you're wearing, but also for cant. So in the case where you may have a slightly larger handgun, or maybe you've got a slightly smaller frame than I have, you can actually adjust the cant to ride either alongside your body or straight up and down to make it a little bit easier to conceal. But again, when you're just walking around, nobody is going to notice. If they see anything, they're just going to assume that it's the fabric moving or, maybe a little bit of pudge you got going on, which most of us do. So dark colors are better than light colors. Patterns are great, and also different layers of cloth are great. The belt takes away a little bit from the overall view. I look harmless, which is exactly what I want to look like until the time comes. So that's real easy. Also, the one thing that I don't have currently that I may purchase at some point is like a boot holster or a lower leg holster, ankle holster, whatever you want to call it. It's not what I would use for a primary carry, but these pants would work in that situation. You don't want to have any sort of like pencil pants or slim fit pants if you're going to try to do that, especially if that's going to be your only method of carry. But we'll show you that I do. Also, I usually wear Western boots for the most part when I'm not in my work clothes, and I do carry a Smith & Wesson M&P knife on me as well. Now, that's not something that I would rely on in a life and death situation unless I was on the ground and that was my last possible means of defense. But it is there in case you need it. You don't see it and you're not going to feel it. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a quick changearoo and we will come back and show you the next one. Okay folks, and here is outfit number 2. Again, we're in jeans and boots. The shirt is a little fancier looking. This could be worn anywhere. You could be going out to run errands, you could be going out with your husband to dinner, you could be, pretty much anywhere that's a casual event with this sort of thing. Again, with this one we have a strange neckline, so that's going to draw the attention up and away anyway. Ladies, anything that you do to draw attention away from, we call our problem areas, whether it's your waist, your hips, your thighs, whatever, the same type of clothing will also help to conceal your firearm. So we're looking for things that are going to trick the eye. And in this case we've got bright prints, bold prints, we've got asymmetrical hemline and neckline. So people are naturally going to look at what is moving, not what is underneath what is moving. So we also have a kind of a stretchy nylon material down at the bottom that kind of pulls the hemline into you. So when I turn around, again, anything that you see, unless you're looking for it, is going to hit the back of your brain as the shirt moving, or maybe, a body bulge. It's not going to come out as gun. But if you look, again, my Walther in the Crossbreed SuperTuck. Very easy to get to. This will be very easy to move out of the way to get to your gun. but because of the way that the hemline is and because of the way that the material itself looks, it's going to disguise anything that we're going to look like a firearm. So that's another way, and what I'm going to go do right now is actually leave this outfit on, and I'm going to go ahead and put on the largest of what I consider my carry pistols, which is my M&P 9C. It's double stacked, it's a little bit thicker, the frame's a little bit bigger, and can be a little bit more difficult to carry, but again, not impossible, you just got to be a little bit more creative. Okay, so we got the same outfit. This time we have a different gun. This one is, again, slightly larger. It's my M&P 9C. So, looking around, if you get up real close, you might be able to tell there's something there, but you're not going to be able to tell exactly what it is. And a lot of people, when they first start carrying a firearm, it may not be exactly what they want. They may have purchased something that's a little larger or a little more bulky than what they're used to or what they would like to carry. So in this case, we've got the M&P 9C, and it is in a Garrett Industries. I think this one is a...
should be the Silent Thunder.
Yeah, the Silent Thunder.
Fusion, I believe.
And another fantastic holster company, by the way. Love them both. So this one I usually put a little bit farther to the rear. I do have the extended mag in this one. Normally when I'm carrying this, as far as trying to conceal it, I will put the flush fit mag in, but for demonstration purposes, I guess bigger is better in this case. So as you can see, it is closer to my spine, it is not on my spine. That's very important.
It still is pretty close, which is, I mean, you really want to be careful of that, ladies. Gentlemen, if you're watching this too, I don't mean to be, that's just kind of what we're doing as ladies CCW here. But that spine, when it lands on this plastic or any metal, your spine isn't going to give like this plastic does. I mean, these things are made to be really strong. So you have the opportunity there to really injure yourself. So for me, myself, and I would probably move it over a little bit. I would keep it away from my spine if I can, but women normally have a little smaller frames, and it is harder to conceal a larger firearm. Some concessions have to be made. Just make sure you're being safe with it. Make sure you do get it as far away from your spine as possible. The last thing you want to have is a back injury or be incapacitated because you were thrown to the ground and now this firearm has become a liability. So that would be my 2 cents.
Which is also why normally when I carry it, I use the flush fit. It keeps it farther away from my spine and less chance of injury, also less chance of being made with it. The only other thing that I'd like to point out is that I am wearing a gun belt. Ladies, those cute little things you buy at the mall are not going to cut it. I don't care how stiff you think it is or if you paid $80 at Express for it, it's not going to work. You have to have a gun belt that has good stiff leather and has had good stitching, usually double stitching in it. You can find a lot of them now that are made for girls. They're a little more streamlined in the way that they're cut, that will fit you perfectly. You can have them custom made. If you're going to carry on the waistband or in the waistband, this is a necessity. Don't let anybody else talk you out of it. Okay, and then this is going to be something that I might wear around the house if I'm going to jump in the car and just go pick the kids up someplace, hanging out with, my mom, something like that. Just, a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. This one happens to be the Well-Armed Woman t-shirt. Get them on our website. They're fantastic. And then just a pair of any kind of shorts, really. Anything, khaki, something probably that doesn't have belt loops like this one doesn't. It kind of looks like it does, but they're not functional. There's a little tie string right here. So if you look at me, you can probably tell that I'm carrying because you know that I'm carrying a gun. Anybody that's looking at me hard enough is going to be able to tell that something's going on with this area, but most people don't automatically see a bump and think gun. It just goes right past them. So this particular one is my Walther PPS, and this is a Remora holster. Now what this does is provides friction with a little sticky stuff between your pants, your shorts, whatever, and then your body or your shirt. So basically it's held in place by the friction and then also by whatever is putting pressure on it. So this is great for things that have drawstrings, maybe you ladies who have some dress pants or, you know, casual skirts that don't have functional belt loops, this will work. If you are out moving around a lot, it's going to eventually move on you, no matter how tight you cinch your waist in. So just be aware of that. Yes, you can do it while you're walking around. No, I would not recommend this if you are jogging or wrestling with the kids or playing with the dog at the park. So it's an option if you don't have something that can hold on to a regular holster. So I do use it occasionally, but you know, it's one of those things where if I don't have anything else, this will do it. Okay, and this is one of the other things that I really like using. I use this a lot when I have something on that doesn't have a waistband that would allow for a belt, or that would allow for the use of the Remora. This is a little bit more secure. You don't feel like it's going to move around on you. They do come in different colors, different sizes, girls, guys, and even different widths. So this is a Bellyband. What it is a piece of elastic, and it's got Velcro, the hoop and loop and hook Velcro on either side. It does usually come with a place for a revolver and one place for a semi-automatic pistol. Some of them have the same pocket for both, depends on which manufacturer you go with. But this can tighten up. It can be worn on the waist. It can be worn above the bra line if you're in, you know, particular outfits. In this case, I actually have it right here. It can be tightened up to the point to where it will sit comfortably underneath your bra. It can be tucked up underneath the underwire of your bra, or it can even be worn kind of underneath the arm if that's where you need to go with it. But
I'm just trying to trace this so that you guys can see it. It actually is here, and you can't see it. So, you know, it's very, I'm trying to get the fabric taut so maybe you can finally see it, but you really can't. So it's a very good way to conceal.
And again, we've got dark colors, we've got a pattern that kind of breaks up the lines anyway. If this was a white dress, you would be able to see it a lot easier. So you kind of got to have to work around fooling the eye. But in this type of a situation, the only reason why this is not like my go-to for an outfit of this type, if I can avoid it, is because you've got one of two ways to draw this puppy. If you're lucky and you run into a dress that will actually pop open and has snaps, makes it a little bit faster. But if you're going to wear something that has buttons or doesn't have anything like this, you're going to have to go either down through the neckline or up. Now at this point your life is in danger. I don't care who you flash. But in walking around, you know, you may want to be a little bit more modest. So you could leave a button unbuttoned to here, and my bra kind of sits right below there. Or you could leave it unbuttoned a little farther and you could put a tank top, a cami, something like that underneath there. There is even a holster that goes over like a lace cami and has a pocket for a small gun like a 380 or a subcompact 9. But that's a different holster. So again, if you're going to draw, this is not going to be the quickest thing to do, because you're going to want to come up and out, and it's going to take you a second to get down in there. So the gun is unloaded, just for your information, but it's going to take you a second to get down in there and get to it without, you know, stumbling, without them, you know, noticing right away. Maybe if you've got a second where they don't see it, you're going to be a lot better off. But again, if this is the only way that you can carry, do it. It's better to have it and take a second getting it out than not have it at all. So that's that one, and that is the end of the casual wear. We're going to go ahead and show a little bit of business wear in the next video. We'll see you then.